You are a strong person. Yes, you can do it all. You thought that they had you stuck, but you're back against the wall. You are a strong person. So baby, keep moving on. Don't let nobody stop your hustle. But both your plans are just stand tall. You will stand tall.
Hello, Collective. Thank you for joining me for another video here on LAVIProgram. On this channel, we are manifesting realities, one change at a time. For those of you who are new, my name is Lavender. I'm your virtual life coach. For those of you that are returning, I really appreciate you for coming back to join me for this one. So, I thought I'd go ahead and do y'all money read. We got a few decks to go through over here. Let's see what Spirit has for you for your money read, okay? If you would like a personal reading, or if you would like to book a life coach session, you can follow the QR code that will be on your screen when I post this, or you can follow the link that'll be located in my description as well as in my bio. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see, what's the message for the collective? All right, so for the career and money deck cards, we got heart. Emotional spending, joint finances, being supported. Where the career is, it says counselor/guide, having a job you love. Okay, so some of you might be allowing your heart to get in the way, some in a good way, some maybe in an impulsive way. But here, it looked like there could be some of you that might be joining finances with someone. Or being supported financially by someone. This could be things like trust, again, joint account. Maybe you've hit some type of an inheritance, and now you done came up on a bag. But as far as the career goes, you might be a counselor or some type of guide or consultant. So maybe you're a financial consultant for someone. This could be something that you love to do. Let's see what else we got. All right. Secondly, we got chess. Money strategy, wise spending, long game. For the career, it says military, leader, thinking it through. So some of you might be trying to be a little bit more responsible, like money management. It seems like there's some type of strategy here with money. Maybe you could be someone who gambles. Maybe you put like FanDuel, putting a team together kind of thing. Maybe some of you might be saving for something. But it looks like you're taking some type of leadership role when it comes to this. This might be something you're investing in that might take some time, because with long game here, also it could be sports. So like I said, like FanDuel. But let's see, let's get one more. But you're thinking it through, like you're being responsible about your money. Third card, we got eggs. Starting over, saving up, resources, nest egg. For career, it says healthcare, new opportunities, insurance. So maybe some of you are cracking into something new. This could be something that you love because you're trying to strategize your money out. Again, trying to address financial stability. And that could come with that starting over, because it says here starting over for eggs. But again, saving up for something. This could be you try to get all your eggs in one basket. You know how that saying goes. But typically people tell you not to put all your eggs in one basket. But I feel like that might be what you're doing, because this is something that like your heart desires. It's something that pulls on your heart to do. All right. Let's see what else we got. All right, what else we got for the collective? All right, we got endings. The cycle is over. It's time for you to make a change, rebirth. It's time to say goodbye. So some of you might be, like I said again, walking away from something to pursue something else. So yeah, that's, that rebirth. You're saying goodbye to something that doesn't really fulfill you in some way. When it comes to your money, and like I said, this could be you walking away from a job to pursue something else. Okay, secondly, we got alchemy, using witchcraft, occult, and learning God's secrets. Transform the situation. I feel like some of you might be doing spiritual practices to promote financial stability in your life. This could be something, like prayer. It doesn't have to be so paranormal or taboo when people think about witchcraft. People think about the worst that could happen, but it could be doing some mirror work, some positive affirmations. It could be candle work. It could be burning ties work. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative hocus pocus that comes to mind, but in whatever way you're remembering your power in some way, and you're using that to manifest and transform your situation, understanding that I have the power, whether that's through choice, like I said, practices, pep talks, what they call them, focus boards. That's still you trying to manifest what you've put before you. It's like you see the plan, and now it's like, I want to not just talk about it, I want to be about it. I want to take that step toward what it is that most fulfills me. What else we got for the collective? Okay. We got looking. Have an eye for beauty and uncover hidden charms. Seek and you will find. Okay, so for some of you, you might be trying to find work or some type of income source in what you like. Maybe what you like might be something rare, like a rare delicacy, an acquired taste of occupation, and maybe there aren't a lot of openness for this thing that you prefer. But you are actively looking, but it says, seek and you will find. So I feel like this is going to improve for some of you this week, who might have been looking for a while, really kind of looking for a job that they really want. Let's see what else we got. All right, we got duality. Do not forget about the dual nature of people. Don't lose your vigilance. I feel like, so it might be, this is kind of like, so I got so many different things in my head. It's kind of like how you go for the interview and you turn in your resume and they say, oh, you're overqualified. And it's kind of like, understanding that I might be an acquired taste for a job. I might be too much for a job, understanding that people are going to have their preferences when it comes to, again, I get how this might not be so ethical when it comes to what we're talking about right now, but it's the truth about it. People still do it, and I feel like this might be something that you might experience when it comes to your search and your transformation from what you're doing to what you really want to do. I think is trying to remind you that there are two sides, to people, that we aren't just one individual thing, as well as yourself. So, you don't have to fit the mold of something. Be who you are. And it's like, thing that you if this thing that you stand in the presence of and ask for a chance denies you, understand that is purpose. It's kind of like dodging a bullet. And not to take things personal, stand true in who you are. And that, again, you might not be everybody's cup of tea. And that's fine. That be comfortable in that. Understand that has power. Okay. All right. So lastly, we got home based. Home is the harbor of the soul. It's the safest place you can be. Change your environment. So for some of you, you might be staying at home way too much. It's like you got this thing that you want to do. You're taking some steps, but at the same time, you might have got a little bit too comfy. And you might need to, switch things up a little bit. Change your environment. If you realize a pattern that you're doing isn't something that can help you really achieve the thing that you're trying to pursue, then it's like, okay, now we need to switch it up. For some of you, the home base card could be you being someone who might focus a lot on energy and space and, organized space. You might shift some things around in your home. I think it's called like your chi. So some of you may practice that where you are trying to like clear space. So you might change things around, when it comes to your home, your room, maybe a at-home study room or office that you might have, just to kind of clear things out. You might be shifting things that are happening in your personal life, your home base, that you realize again is something that might negatively penetrate what it is that you're trying to do or somehow disrupt your path along the way. And whatever this is, clearing it out, like spring cleaning. I mean, we are about to go into spring or we're in spring, but spring cleaning, this might be what some of you are doing, trying to have a fresh start. It's like, but also trying to birth something new in this spring season. Bottom of the deck, we got Guardian Angel. It says, some higher power protects you from difficulties and misfortunes. Trust your guardian angel. So I feel like, maybe some of you are questioning like why something hasn't happened for me. Does anything out there, in the universe really care about what's going on with me? Is anything even listening when I pray? Are these, rituals that I am doing or these habits that I have towards affirmations and manifesting, does this even have a point? Or is it just wasted energy? I feel like this is letting you know that it is not in vain. You are being heard. Actions of the world is through the power of the tongue, speaking and it shall be. So give energy to what it is that you truly desire rather than what could potentially go wrong, because whatever you're feeding that vibration into is what typically is going to grow because you're fueling it. All right, let's get to our next deck. All right, let's see what else we got for the collective. All right. What else do you have for the collective? Okay, we got walk away. Just talked about releasing things. So some of you may be walking away from people, places, and things that just are not serving you, does not fulfill your heart or warm your heart in some way, doesn't really put the life into you or the shine into you, and you could be walking away. So it says what you're doing now isn't working for you. But are you willing to walk away to make room for something better? This could be something that some of you maybe kind of second guessing or feeling unsure of. But again, remember, you're being, protected, you're being guided, and listen to your intuition. Fortune. So there is blessings to come, taking that move, taking that jump, having that leap of faith, and understanding that, what you want is possible. It's available out there. So for fortune, it says, when fortune appears in your life, limitations disappear. As you sit back and watch your dreams manifest before your eyes, you are filled with a profound sense of gratitude and wonder. So blessings are coming, and it might shock some of you. It might shock some of you because again, you have that, that doubt, that anxiety that's kind of sitting there for some of you. Not for all, but for some of you. So we got advocate. You will find so much fulfillment in working for a cause that you truly believe in. So, yes, this is something that is you really want to do, but you have to speak about it. You have to advocate for yourself. It's kind of like, again, going back to the interview process, making sure you not only say what need to get said, but be real about who you are, because that authenticity might be the very thing that somebody needs, something that you bring to the table that somebody else doesn't. And again, you might bring something that someone isn't willing to pay you the correct amount for, and you might be walking away from that because, again, they might say you overqualified for whatever reason. But speak up for yourself. Say what it is that you need to say. I don't want to say sell yourself, but make sure you let it be known just how special you are, just how much of an asset you are. We got competition. Yes, because whatever this is, this might be something that's competitive. Because I said something earlier about for some of you, this might be like an acquired taste. It might not be very many positions that are available for this thing that you're going into. And again, that's not for everybody. But for some of you, I do feel like the competition is thick. And that might be something that's blocking you from pursuing things. That could be where the anxiety is coming from. It says, remember that there is no competition if you are truly original. Just talked about authenticity. Like, come on now. Let's get one more for the collective. Let's get one more for the collective. Envy. Okay. Focusing on what others have is a drain on your energy. Okay, so you might be feeling envious because it's like you might be seeing people around you, or just watching TV or social media, and it's seeming like everybody's life is just doing so much better than you. This could be where this anxiety come from. Like I said earlier, it's like when the blessings come, you ain't gonna believe it. You could be shocked because, again, you focusing on things that, one, don't got nothing to do with you, because somebody else's life, you can't live off of that. But and secondly, just doubting your possibilities of what you bring to the table. Again, remember that you shine bright. You are an asset. You have purpose. You add to something. Bottom of the deck, we got freedom of location. A truly prosperous life is one with freedom to travel and freedom to live in the locations that you desire. So for some of you, you could be trying to pursue something, some type of entrepreneurship, and you might have the freedom to move about. Some of you might be leaving a location that you're comfortable with, that you see as maybe safe, and taking that huge leap to go somewhere where, like the song saying, Cheers, nobody knows your name. Sometimes you want to go where nobody knows your name. I feel like some of you are really trying to start over, though, like completely start over, because we did have endings here. Some of you are completely starting over, like wiping the slate clean and going on to something completely different, going somewhere completely different. And it's like, you're having that freedom, or you're being provided that freedom to move about as you need to. With the entrepreneurship, you creating your own schedule, you creating, how your day-to-day shift go when it comes to what it is that you create in, or you're partaking in helping to create, and you might have freedom to move about, which this flexibility could be a boost that helps to propel and prepare things that are necessary to really get this business off of the ground, or this project off the ground. Okay. All right, we're gonna get a little bit of tarot, and then we're gonna be done with this read. I just want to see what tarot might have to say. I appreciate y'all for hanging with me. We at 1825. I don't know why I told y'all the time. Sometime I do. Maybe somebody needed that 1825. All right, let's see what tarot has to say about this. All right, we got the Two of Wands in reverse. Right, fear of the unknown. Someone is not really moving, or hasn't really moved, because they've been nervous about, what's on the other end of it. It's like risky, or someone is seeing it as risky. We got the Hierophant. For someone, this could be going against, their religion. This could be going against their traditions, culture. Maybe this is something that others might see as like taboo. But I feel like, at the same time, this could be someone coming to you to further inform you that, um, maybe the way that you're thinking about something might not be accurate. Let's see, what's the Hierophant? Clarify the Hierophant. So we got the Four of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you kind of just, it's like not allowing those negative thoughts that the way you once saw something to change, but change for the more positive, kind of laying that down to rest, laying those thoughts down to rest, having that internal peace from whatever those anxieties were that were tapping into you, fearing how to move forward and expand. All right, what else for the collective? All right, we got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. We got the King of Swords. Okay, so I feel like this person that's going to come in and talk to you about addressing these anxieties that might be slowing you down. I feel like they're just going to be honest with you. Someone about to be honest with you about, the lack of effort that you put into something and work. Yeah, but they're gonna be it's like they're doing it with great intentions, because we got the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. They're being compassionate in the way that they're coming to you. But I feel like, maybe you're someone whose anxieties are blinding you from really seeing the possibilities that are ahead, the opportunities that are ahead for you. Tell me more. All right, we got the Emperor in reverse. Okay, so, and we got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So this stubbornness, needing to control, it's like for some reason needing to control the narrative, how things go. It's like it's keeping you in this bad luck state, and again, someone is being honest with you about this and really wanted to, kind of guide, educate, and teach you on how to do something a little bit different so that you don't have to be stuck in this. Yeah, we got the Three of Swords underneath that. The fears, the I'm sorry, yeah, I'm getting tongue tied. It's like the fears that you're having, it's like they're irrational. They're connected to some type of past trauma that's already happened. And it's like it's something that's being held on. You might not even acknowledge it as trauma, but you might just see it as a bad experience and not really seeing how that bad experience has somehow, dug its heels in you or dug its nails in you, and is somehow still grasping onto you. Yeah, we got the Eight of Swords underneath that. Yeah, being more productive, releasing. This is what they coming to you for. So to release this, so that things could change for you. You being able to open up, your heart chakra and being able to follow what it is you most desire for you, where it is you feel you most uh, fit in, but fit into your own authentic self, not really fitting in as, part of the sheeple, but understanding that I add purpose, I add value to this, I fit into the growth of what this is, even when it comes to that entrepreneurship. That could be a partnership of something that's being built or established between you and someone, and you bring value to it. You just got to believe in yourself. You're doubting yourself, and again, this is from something that has already occurred that's just dug its heels in you, and someone is coming to help you release that. All right, collective, that's what I got for you. I wish y'all luck with everything. Again, my link for Lavi Program, my Linktree link is going to be in my description as well as in my bio. And again, I'm going to put the QR code up here if that's easier for some of you. And thank you again. Please like the video. Comment down below what you felt about the read, if it resonated for you, if it didn't. and share this for someone else to hear. Maybe they potentially might need the message. All right, y'all. Take care. Appreciate you as always. Bye.